Well, hey,
Well, hey,
back again.
how's it going?
Oh, it's going. I'm glad it's not hot tonight. That is score number one for being upstairs for this. Is there's it's not horribly hot in here. So, ah,
Good. I'm glad. Well, this is moist. I'm like, which way do we? This way. This way. This is
this,
moist. Uh, he currently resides at the Woods of Terror in Greensboro, North Carolina. So I mean, tell him. So first of all, I will let everybody know that moist is not my favorite word. on the list on the list of like my least favorite words.
I get that a
So,
lot.
so I'll just call him M from now. Everybody else can call him moist in the comments. I will not.
That
Yeah,
is,
tell them about you, about your character.
oh, the character just it's been there. It's now been 6 years that I have been the horrid M word. Um, I've been in the haunt industry for this is my 33rd season. That really makes me sound old because I am. I've been doing the whole clown thing for about 13 years, and not doing like a named character, but up until like the past like 6 or 7. It's going on 7. Um, and been drawing my whole life, so most of my spare time when I'm not losing my mind is drawing and doing haunt and other type logos and character logos. And sometimes, occasionally, I'll draw fish and pretty things, but then not often.
Cute things. I love when you draw little cute things, octopuses and.
Oh yeah, I need to get. I so desperately need to get back to doing those. That's the goal for 2024. I don't see it happening in the next couple of months. So,
You didn't send me
uh,
the cute ones to put up.
oh yeah,
I'm looking.
I gotta do the balance. I gotta do the balance.
Yeah, yeah. So here's a couple of. So he's obviously a very talented artist as well. You know, some zombies because why not?
Why not?
Yeah,
Why not?
I do like that mashup a lot.
I
Actually.
do. That's one of my favorites I've ever done. Matter of fact, Chris Sanders, the guy who made the mask I'm wearing right now, that was done for him, and it was supposed to be. He's supposed to be getting a tattoo. He claims he's still getting it. I'll believe it when I see it, but he's supposed to be getting it tattooed. So I hope he does.
Bill, I don't know if that's a nice.
I didn't see Bill's cut. Is that Mr. Welch? Is that my favorite
Yes,
photographer in the world?
it
Why
is.
can't I see the comments? This is not good. Hold on. What do I got to hit to do? Oh, jeez. That's not right. Bill, damn it, I can't see what you're saying.
He said moist doesn't sweat all that much for a fat guy.
That's a damn lie, Bill. I sweat like a whore in church, especially at Woods, especially when I'm being photographed by his masterful lens. And I'm just sitting there like trying to, like pose and look pretty. And he's doing his, and I'm like, oh, Bill,
Yep.
I'm dying, Bill. I'm dying.
As your sweat's going into your eyeballs, you're like, I
Oh
can't.
God, yeah. The new mask, luckily, will not be nearly as hot as this one. This one is probably the hottest besides my infamous silicone mask that I love so much. But that one is just a nightmare.
Somebody said you should draw me. That's already happened.
I get that. Oh, twice actually.
Twice. I know. I was looking for the first one and I could not find it. So
it's on my phone, but I would not be able to bring it up right now.
But yeah, nope, he did draw me already. Beat you to it.
Yep. Been there, did that.
Bill said he buttering me up already. I accept cash.
Oh yeah.
Am I doing a haunt this year? Yep. The only haunt I am doing this year is Woods of Terror, October 6th, 7th, and 8th. So if you want to come see me, Greensboro is the place.
I'm still trying to figure out why I can't see the comments. Why is my phone being a piece of shit?
Like, open your eyes.
Everyone can see it. It says here in the show, everyone can see it here. I'm like, I can't see anything. I don't know.
When I pop the comments up, you can't read them either. Like that?
Do I?
You can't see that?
I mean, I do see one thing. So I don't have like legit. I would need my glasses. That is really small print. Yeah, I'm blind as a bat when it comes to small print.
my
Can't I
God.
can't I can no longer draw without my
Your
infamous
spectacles.
glasses. But yeah,
Your spectacles. I don't.
probably like one of the French girls.
Um, I don't know. I don't think you draw stuff like that, do you?
I I've been asked, like literally, I've been asked and like been like, yeah, and given price ranges, and never is it's just never like happened. So I'm not against it.
There you go.
The only time I got to draw boobs for money was a image for it was a collection of short stories.
Yeah.
And I got to do illustrations for each short story, and one of them there was a rather kinky scene, and I was like, hey, what's the rating on this book, because it sounds kind of R-rated.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I had to contact the one writer, because there was a bunch of writers, and he was like, oh no, it's if you're going to do boobs, do boobs. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to do boobs. So I got to draw boobs, and got no, what, no, I didn't get paid. Actually, it never saw print, so that's why I never paid for it.
Yeah. That makes it difficult.
Hold on. It may still see print one day, but just not right now. And it sucks, because some of that work I did was really cool, and I hate doing stuff like that. And like, one of the first logos I ever did in this illustrious career of mine was for Fear Farm in Arizona. Chris Sanders, who was Flinch at the time working there, got me to do it for them, and they were supposed to do T-shirts, and they fumbled it. They never used the logo, and to this day, that's like one of my favorite pieces I've ever done for a haunt. And it never saw a T-shirt or nothing. So it's kind of shitty.
Yeah. Kyler said Miss Fear Farm.
Chris, from what I heard, he's been posting some things at Fear Farm here recently, and I don't know if he's back working there. He had. I mean, I don't know the details. I can't say what happened, but I know he left there for a while. So Flinch may actually make a return. You know
Cool.
what? I can brag. I have him on my phone. I text him every now and then, so I will have to reach out and be like, "Hey, are we going to see the green guy?"
Yeah.
But I hope so. He is very, very missed in the clown world. So
Yeah. Yep.
there's a lot that we don't miss. I've got a fucking list of that. But
I got a list too, so don't.
yeah. And the fucked up thing is our lists are pretty similar.
Yeah. Pretty. We could compare lists.
Yeah.
Bill said, when I come down to North Carolina, you get moved to the back burner. Sucks to be you. That's what Bill said.
Oh,
Hey, we can take pictures together, Bill. That's fine. I don't care.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get hopefully, if Bill is going to be there Saturday, he'll get a couple of shots of the new face, because it's.
Yeah.
Bill, if you're listening, it's the scariest moist or clown mask I've ever had. I love it. I've been wanting this thing for 2 years. So once I take this one off tonight, that will be the new face for the at least the next year. So hopefully Bill will get some amazing shots, because he is the king. Nothing against Mr. Melton. Bill knows who I'm talking about. Melton is amazing. But Bill's just got the he's got the experience. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill knows I love him, because I bug the shit out of him every time he comes there. And it's not because I'm like, ooh, I get free pictures. No, it's because I love the fact that he takes pictures that make me look better than I actually do. So.
Oh my God.
He makes me look pretty, and I like
that. Moist lives in North Carolina.
No, I don't.
Nebraska.
No, I don't. I'm about 2 hours. Actually, no, I'm about an hour and 45 from the border. So I'm still in Virginia, but it's right there. I'm not far from the border. Not far.
No, said he's seen your real face. No mask needed.
Bill,
he's just dogging you all.
He does it at Woods all the time. And like, I take it as compliments. I do, because I think Bill's one of those guys that if he doesn't like you, he's not going to talk to you or talk about you. You're like, you're dead to him. But
You're
yeah. So I'm like, Bill talks shit. I'm like, you know what? He's talking about me, so I'm guessing it's a good thing. I'm
right.
taking it. I'm taking it complimentary.
Hi, John Crow. Are you going to come see me? Your little dangle hoppers hanging in the
Yeah.
Yeah, Kyler said he lives in Virginia also.
There you go.
Yep. It's all about the angle, said Sinister. Yeah, you better come see me, John. I'll be very disappointed if you don't. Just saying.
Yes. There is no excuse. You must come. See, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be out there being crazy per usual.
Then that weekend is going to be like we always have one weekend. It's always like the biggest when it comes to guest actors, and that fucking weekend takes it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm so just insanely excited. I've never met Slider Jesus. Barely spoken to him.
I love
But
Slider Jesus.
him and you being there, and then Vax is going to be there, and there was a bit of a controversy about who actually got Vax to come to Woods of Terror. I'm letting Visengard take the credit, even though I proved to him that I was the one that told him about Woods first.
That's so funny.
I have fucking screenshots. But yeah, I was bugging him. Originally, it was I think earlier in the year, but I was bugging him when he first announced. He was like, "I'm going to do some haunt tour stuff," and I'm like, "Ooh!" Immediately commented, "Hey, you should go to North Carolina." So, but I will give Visengard the credit. And when you see the shit that man has done at Woods, like I've done a lot of set design. But it was always minor stuff. I never, did like massive set design. So the shit they've done this year is just insanely cool. And I've seen some of it. I haven't seen all of it up close yet. I saw some of it at the Halfway to Halloween event. So
there you go. Ryan is a god, said Bill.
He is amazing. We've been me and him have been talking about collabing on artwork for it's been at least 3 years now. So maybe after haunt season, when he has a fucking break, we can do something together.
Yeah, that'll be cool. So, are you in the Midway or you're in the Clown House?
I am in Midway. I am. It's technically guest acting. I did sign my soul over completely to Woods of Terror, but last year I made one appearance in Clown House, and I made another appearance one night. They needed a fill-in at Industrial Nightmare, and so I got to get doctored up in a completely different character, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I tried. I literally feel like I tried to kill myself that night, but it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. But
yeah,
Industrial Nightmare, I'm not going to give anything away, but Industrial Nightmare is not there anymore. It now has a new name and it's almost the same, except it's evolved. It's like massively evolved. And Ryan Visengard was a big part of that transformation. So
yeah,
you'll see because you get to go through when you come.
I know it's been a while. So it was kind of funny. I'd been going to Woods for like 4 years or 3 years or something, and then you were like, "Do you want to go through the house?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." I'm like, I do. I'm like, but I have epilepsy, so can't look at anything with strobe lights. And you're like, "It's fine, I'll lead the way." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I'm just gonna hang on to you and just hope that you don't run me into a wall."
Oh yeah. And there isn't, in all honesty, though, there's not a lot of strobes at Woods. It's strobes tend to be more of a gimmicky thing with some haunts. Trust me, I helped run a haunt for years that we had at least 2 or 3 good rooms that were strobe heavy. But when I started doing clowns, I realized that strobes were kind of like they kind of worked against it.
Yeah.
So I started doing the blacklight stuff. long before I even saw how amazing proper blacklight painted rooms were at
Yeah.
Woods.
Oh yeah.
Um, but that's a whole other ball game. But yeah, it's um 30. What am I at? I'm at 33 years in the business, so I've done everything. I've done everything from the chainsaw guy, which is easy because the chainsaw does 90% of the work. Um, Set building, I put like every time I would do a room, I put all the audio together myself. I had a bunch of burnt CDs, run my own speakers and stuff, and then I made a drop down 1 year, which I almost lost a toe because I realized that when it went all the way down to the floor, I didn't make a thing to catch it. But luckily, I've never been injured, like injured, uh,
Oh,
doing this kind of work.
that's pretty
Uh,
impressive for 30 years of haunting.
oh yeah, yeah.
It
I
really
mean,
is.
especially the past five, because it has been way more intensive and active at Woods. I definitely but I like to. It's with like all the young blood there, the new people who are coming in, like especially this season. I know we got a bunch.
Oh yeah.
Um, I got to act ass because I'm not going to be getting shown up by them. They show over, they're like, oh, look at this guy. He's one of those icon characters, and I have to prove to them why I am
Uh,
who I am. I don't want to be a like a slob or like slacking. I gotta bring the heat. And the first couple of years at Woods, I was so just blown away by everybody. It was just ridiculous, especially because like I was new to the that scene in general, like on doing live feeds and being on social media more, and um, seeing a lot of these characters outside of the makeup and the masks and stuff was insane. Uh, a lot of times I'd meet somebody and I'd catch the voice and go, hey, there's no way. There's no way
what?
that I'm talking to, blah, blah, blah. And I was. But yeah, that does. But yeah.
I love when that happens. For me, I feel like I don't look that different without paint on.
Damn it.
But I was at a convention and I decided to go up and wash all my makeup off. And I went back down, and this girl walks up to me and she's like, "Hi, I'm so and so." And I was like, "We already met." And I shook her
Yeah.
hand, and she like, you could tell. She was like, "No, we didn't." I was like, "Yep, we absolutely did." And she's like, "I'm sorry." And I said, "I'm Mischief." And she was like, "What?" "No, you're not." I was like, "I am."
Surprise.
I'm like, I just took my face off. That's all. I'm like, I
Yep.
don't get it. I don't feel like I look that different, but
I don't know. I think because I've seen you like in and out of makeup, so my
yeah.
brain automatically can put the two together. So I see you as the same. It's just one is the character and then one is the human. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
that's my clown magic working. So
Right. You're like, big brain, big brain.
I have
I heal.
smooth. I don't have smooth brain. My brain is bumpy.
My brain does things that I need to
Yeah.
do.
There's an itch. There's an itch
Like, and now you're picking your nose.
underneath the. No, it's beside it, but it's like right here.
Tap it.
But yes. Uh, oh
Do you black out your whole face or just right where you're?
no, I try to, and I can't even see how good I did on the mouth. I always just try to get
It looks good.
plenty of the mouth area because the mouth on this is so big, and the eyes I just do where I know it's poking through. Um, the new mask, it's less mouth, a
Yeah.
lot less, but the eye holes I think are a wee bit bigger, so I'm going to have to do the eyes pretty extensively. I prefer the spray paint makeup at Woods when they do the spray on. It's so much better, and it stays on longer too, as far as like sweating. Because
Yeah. Airbrush does last longer for
oh
sure.
yeah, and this weekend's looking good though for opening night. It's gonna get chilly. It's gonna get right around 50 or below, and I'm like, yes, sir. That's
Yeah.
the kind of weather we need.
You have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
I
our
think
first couple of weekends are usually the sweaty, the hot, the muggy, and then right
which
there
is
at the
why
beginning of October is when shit changes and everybody's backstage. Like, well, some of us, it's amazing. We'll come back, we'll take all of our gear off, and you'll look and you'll see people who are like half naked trying to, get out of character, and there's steam rolling off their body because it's
yep.
so hot in some of the spots in the haunt. And then when you get backstage to decharacterize, um, yeah. So watching steam roll off, I was like, man, I
Yep.
wasn't the only one dying. And then everybody tries to get dressed, or they're half dressed, and everybody's freezing because it's like 35, 40 degrees.
Yeah. That's why I pick the same weekend every year, because it's not super cold yet, but it's not like ass hot either. So
Yeah, yeah. That should be a great weekend weather-wise, unless we get fucked over and there's like rain. But uh, hopefully not. I don't want any rain this season, so I'll take a drought right now for as far as haunt goes. I'll take a drought.
yeah, I think it rained the last time I was there, but it didn't rain very long.
I think the last time you were there was that when I got to meet y'all for the first time.
Yep.
And we got to run around the haunt, and
Yeah.
I was screaming because I was in the front of the line, and people were recognizing me, and it's never good. It is, and I always tell the guest actors, I'm like, if they recognize me, I'm gonna get attacked. One year before last, I was walking the guest actors through at the end of the night, and um, a good friend of mine who always plays Leatherface and does an amazing job, except he's very, very, very physical when he sees me. So going through, and we get to there's like the cattle, it's cattle gates, but there's also like a, I don't know if it's, I'm trying to remember what it's called, but either way, he's slamming me against it with one arm, chainsaw still running in the other hand, and starts to hump me as Leatherface. And yeah,
Uh,
and that's
I was
probably,
not made to be a chainsaw clown, that's for sure.
oh yeah, Bubba just wanted some love. That's all.
It happens. It happens. I know, I've been seeing those. Have you seen the mini handsaws? They've been
Mini.
kind of floating around. They look like almost like a drill, but it's got a tiny chainsaw on it.
Oh no, I have not.
Yeah, I was like, maybe I'll do that. But yeah, the one time I was like allowed a chainsaw, it was at my home haunt. And they hand it to me. I'm 5'5", okay? I'm way short. With no strength in this arm at all. And they're like, I said, how do you start this thing? They're like, you drop it, you drop. I'm going.
It's a double motion.
I'm like ripping this thing, and I'm like, I can't get it to come on. So in true mischief fashion, I sit it on the ground, put my foot in the handle, and turn it on, and then pick it up and start going.
There you go.
I'm like, I'm so short. I can't drop it because the saw is almost as tall as I am. So yeah, I'm not a
And before anybody complains about me wearing a t-shirt, because I usually wear my infamous button shirt.
Yeah.
This t-shirt is
that's a bomb. I like it.
Yeah. Most of my current t-shirt collection all come from Cavity Colors. And they're all tie-dye, because their tie-dye shirts are the ones done in 100% cotton. Their regular shirts have that polyester blend, and I can't fucking stand it. So I get all tie-dye shirts from them. And I've got a ton right now.
Bill asked if Weasel's coming back this year.
Yes. Bill, sadly, he will only be there Saturday night. He, without like throwing a whole lot of the drama, not drama, but without throwing too many details, he came off of a certain medication for anxiety and depression that he has been on, that is legal in Virginia and not in North Carolina, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
And it's helped him a lot, but his social anxiety is through the roof. So he's going to go Saturday and see how things go. And if he, feels good with it and doesn't freak the fuck out, or, is cool, because, we have a shit ton of friends there. So it makes things a lot easier. He's going to see Saturday how he feels. but he's probably not going to be there a lot. So I will be running solo pretty much every weekend after. So,
It's a struggle.
yeah,
All aboard the struggle bus.
me and that straw aren't getting along.
Nope, not at all. Bill said, "Understood. I'll take good care of him."
There you go. There you go. Matter of fact, I have to repaint his whole mask because it had been layered. Like I've been hand painting certain parts of it and fixing certain parts of it because he's pretty rough on that mask. He is a very intensive little weasel when he wants to be. So I went to check on it. It actually was earlier today, and I took it out, and there's so many cracks. And as I'm messing with the cracks, I'm just peeling paint off of it, and I'm like, geez. So I did a little cleaning, got a lot of the flaking paint off, and now have to essentially repaint the whole thing.
Yeah.
So he'll look pretty. He'll look pretty Saturday. That's about it.
Right. It'll work. You'll get it done.
Oh yeah.
You. So what advice do you have for the newbies, the new blood of the season?
Oh, that's a good question. Especially anybody who has rather never done it or is just getting into it, and you look up or not, I hate talking about people. I've always hated the word fans. I don't like the word fans. But people who would like to do this kind of work because of people like me and you and Weasel and everybody, that Woods and everybody else. Because I had my idols. I did when I first started, like when I got the character name and did all that. There were some guys that I looked up to, and I was big fanboying the whole time. And now, years later, I've got them on my phone. I text them sometimes. I'll talk to them. It's a weird world I live in currently. But as far as the new guys and gals, it's going to be a process. It's going to take a little bit of time. You're not going to jump from, being a side character in a haunt, or not even being in a haunt, to being, accepted into this world. It takes some building. And with my clown, my first thing that I did was I was like, okay, everybody's got a color scheme, so I'm going blue. At the time, there were 0 blue clowns, none. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be the first blue clown. Here we go. So I jumped into it, went blue and black. I modeled my character after the ones I looked up to. And now you get, there's a lot of people that will, some literally just trash anybody who will buy like a Chris Sanders Jokes on You mask, which is probably the most predominant mask in the industry when it comes to us, and has been for like 8-9 years now, because he was selling them like crazy before I ever got to him, and got some from him. Matter of fact, I've gotten 4 from him, 5. I've gotten 5 from him total over the years. I've also gotten a handful from a company called Shattered Effects, and my one silicone from that one's from Shattered Effects. My silicone, and I've gotten a handful from Inferno Effects.
There.
My thing is, the first, when you're building a character, is, especially with clowns, you have to decide if you're going to do makeup or mask or a combo. Because you can do both. You can do a combo.
You can.
So get your color scheme. Decide how you want the character to look. Because there's different types of clowns. There's a lot of different types of clowns. You don't have you have your basic, circus and birthday styles. And then you have the typical horror clown aesthetic that a lot of us do sometimes. And then you have the ones kind of like how Pennywise looked in the remake, a very like old school, like turn of the century shit type clown. Those are really cool too. I like the creepy effect, especially with a lot of white and like one solid color, or just accents. But as far as getting into the haunt scene, find a local haunt. You may have to try out. You may just get told, hey, here's what you do. Do everything you can to learn everything you can, not just in the haunt, but like when it comes to if you want to do live feeds, if you want to do conventions, um, getting your name out there. Social media, even though a lot of people bitch about it and complain about it, if it wasn't for social media, a lot of us would have nothing to fucking do.
Yep.
We would be staring at a wall going, man, I have all this talent that is just going to go to waste. So a lot of people have found their talents and their abilities through creating characters and bringing them to life. Um, I prefer people who like I have a horrible horrible issue with I'll drop character because I get excited. And so like right now I am altering my it is just a little gruffer version. Um, I generally will change my voice. Sometimes I sound like a hyper Beetlejuice. It's just depending on how I feel.
Yeah.
Um, and like if I'm at Woods, I'm usually going off. I'm really just going off. And a big hint, not hint, fuck, a big tip I will give to the new crowd is learn to improvise. Um, it is a ninja skill that some of us have learned, and I will brag. I will brag that the Woods of Terror being there and being able to interact directly with the crowd has allowed me to just say shit right on the fly. You have to feel the crowd first. You don't want to be making adult jokes when there's little ones there. But if I'm talking to a bunch of adults and there's a kid standing there and mom's dropping the F bomb, I'm probably going to say, more adult jokes. But we train ourselves and there is training done. We definitely read the crowd to know how and what we want to say. And improv is a big deal, and it can make and break a character. Um, and you'll get these references. You have a clown like Grungy who will walk around in his underwear, literally, the most body positive guy on the planet, and all of his jokes are going to be, they're going to be dirty. Rather it be the typical grungy, like just dirty humor or the adult dirty humor.
Yeah.
But it's a building process. You have to know what you want your character to look like. The demeanor. It's especially if your character is going to be an extension of you, just take the filter off. Say shit you would say in front of mom and dad. And because as haunt actors, one of our main jobs is to make people feel uncomfortable, not necessarily scare them. But I mean, when you're dressed as a clown and you realize how many people actually have coulrophobia in the world, and trust me, it's a lot more than people say. I met a guy today, just random, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't fuck with clowns." I'm like,
and that's what they say.
I immediately wanted to go, "What's the matter, kid? Don't you like clowns? Don't we make you laugh? Aren't we fucking funny?" But yeah, he's like, "Nope, can't do clowns, man." I'm like, "Well, don't worry, because clowns will always do you." But
not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that as you will. That's why I was like, take that as you will. Do you? There's a lot of different references and innuendos there. It's like when people are like, why'd you name your clown Moist? And I'm like, oh, because when I'm done, there's going to be some form of bodily fluid everywhere. I'm not saying what. It could be pee, it could be shit, it could be tears, it could be other stuff. Just, when I'm done, there's going to be a mess.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Austin,
yeah. I do love seeing the new blood though. I love seeing these new kids, literally sometimes kids, roll up. I ain't here, and I'll reference him. He may or may not be watching, but he'll hear about this shit later. So a couple years back, I was randomly I got a message from a kid who lives in Virginia. Actually, at the time, he lives like almost directly between me and Woods of Terror. So he was about an hour away from Woods, and he was asking like for tips on how to what to do, how to create the character, and like and I just now I told him everything that I could as far as character building, getting on social media, and so he tried out, even though he was at the time the first year he worked at Woods. he had to have his parents' permission to work there. So he went in, definitely green, and he had a point to prove that he wanted to do this, and that kid was determined as shit. And to watch him try out and make it into Clown House and be the character that he is now, I am like I don't want to take I'm not taking credit for his skills at all, but I'm so proud that I had something to do with him getting there. And it makes me feel good to be able to at least influence, one guy into being in the industry like that. And he's back in the Clown House this year. His character's name is Spooks, and he's a fireball. He has so much energy, it is scary. Um, and he every day, every time. I mean, anytime he gets any, like especially winning like best actor one night or something like that, or most energetic, that kind of shit makes me proud. Uh, and there's another guy that fought for about a year to get to Clown House. And I didn't have anything to do with that except me and him were buddies. And I was like, you just, you got it, dude. You got to just keep going. And I kept trying to like just be there. And he made it into Clown House year before last. And he again tearing it up. And I love it. I love it. And in the haunt industry, it's hard on us now as clowns because we're becoming like the staple. We are the typical and I've seen people complain, why does every haunt have to have clowns in it? It's like, shut up, man. Just how about you create a monster that's better instead of just like, gatekeeping what should be scary at a haunt.
Well, and my
And I,
thing is like clowns don't have to be scary. My philosophy is as long as I make them feel something, whether that's
oh yeah.
happy or crying or scared or whatever, I'm doing my job. I'm there to entertain. So as long as they're entertained, that's all that matters to me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like they don't have to be scary.
I rarely like impose myself as a scary clown. Like I don't, if it's an easy scare and that person, it's not going to be a lot of work, then I'll probably be easy. Like I won't be like a complete asshole about it. I prefer the ones that tried it. Like when you can really tell that somebody is trying to act tough, but they're not. They're really not. You can see kind of past their eyes, and that brain is just going, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I do like fucking with the people that clearly somebody in the group drugged them there. They weren't there on their own accord. And I don't like I give a lot of fist bumps to kids who were scared. And like I had a parent one time who was trying to get me to scare their kid, and the kid was fucking crying. And I'm just like, mentally, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna traumatize this kid as much as I want to, as much as I don't give a shit. I was like, so I got the kid, and he was really trying to push the kid on me. So I talked very calmly. I got the kid to fist bump me, and after I did that, I reached up to fist bump the dad, and the dad put his fist out, and I went. I was like, fuck you. But yeah, the midway is a different world than the inside. And the midway, you do have to be, and I wasn't in high school. You couldn't get me to talk to a fucking person. I was very antisocial. I would not antisocial. I just didn't want to talk to anybody. I just didn't care. I had my friends. I'd talk to them, and that was it. I didn't want to be involved with shenanigans of any other kind. And so then, to be honest, talking to people evolved from the 3 years that I was in the independent comic industry, doing some books for a company out of Richmond. And it was a good 3 years. I mean, I didn't make a whole lot of money. I'll tell you that right now. I didn't make shit. I went to a lot of conventions. I was forced to talk to a lot of people. But then I started to learn, hey, talking to people who like comics and who like art, it's fun. It's actually entertaining, and I can actually run my mouth. So from there, I just kept going and kept going, and that did help me become more open, and especially with the character and being able to talk to other people and being in a crowd and having 16 people at one time wanting your picture, and you definitely cannot have, as Weasel is struggling with. You cannot have social anxiety. That will not
No.
at all help. A lot of people do have social anxiety, and putting a mask on actually
Yeah.
helps them get
I'm
through it
socially awkward.
because
I have
we,
social anxiety, but I do fine as soon as Mischief's on.
oh
Like,
yeah, when
yeah.
it's once you put the face on, when you're aware that you're still the same person, but you can project something else, it can help you be very open and talk to people and be stupid. Um, it's liberating. It really is. It is. It
Yeah.
is because I've been asked 1,000 fucking times, why do you do that? Why do you put them fucking masks on and go around scaring folk? And I'm like, because I fucking want to. And it's better than being a bitter ass old man. Uh, being a better old man's easy. There's too many fucking boomers have that shit down pat. I'm Gen X. I'm way past being bitter and grumpy and
Right.
complaining because I ran out of Midol and shit like that.
You know. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, and I will say this to everybody that's starting in haunting. There are those teenagers that will be so dumb that will say stupid things, you know.
Oh God, yeah.
I was haunting during the Ebola, you know. Um, so anytime I would come flying around a corner, someone's like, "Don't touch me! I have Ebola." I'm like, "Oh my God, save me!" Obviously the same with coronavirus and
Oh man,
anything else, you know.
that first Halloween after that really shitty summer, the first summer of COVID,
Yeah.
We didn't think we were going to run. Eddie was scared to death that with CDC regulations and all this stuff about in North Carolina that we were not going to be able to run. So he jumped through every single hoop we had to jump through.
Oh yeah.
And that year, everybody wore 2 masks, essentially. I had debuted a new mask. So I had a mask on the inside of my carrying mask, which worked fucking wonders. So me debuting that character made it easier on me having to have that extra mask on. And we did. We jumped through every hoop. We did everything we had to do to keep Woods of Terror open. And it turned out to be like Eddie. I remember Eddie saying, he was like, I was thinking this season was going to be shit and that we were going to do bad. And he was like, this is one of the best seasons we've ever had. And I was like, you know why? Because all summer long, everybody was told you can't go anywhere. You shouldn't go anywhere. And then come October, they were starting to back off on a lot of the regulations and stipulations and all that. So people just wanted to get out there. And what better way to enjoy being out of the house for once, but going and getting shit scared out of you? What's a terror?
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
perfect.
I think that was the last time I came. Actually, was 2020. I'm pretty sure, about 90% sure.
But you will be surprised. It is very different than the last time you were here. It is very different. The asylum's there. You're gonna flip over that. The asylum is amazing. And it's no big secret now. It's already been stated, so I can actually talk about it. The Vamp House they didn't gut it, but it is completely different. They tore the walls down, the outside walls, whole new fabrication. If anybody who doesn't want to have it spoiled, you want to wait. I won't say what it is, but it's strange.
Yep.
The things there. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm very excited to see what they have done with that. Yep. And there's some other big upgrades. Like the Clown House has gotten massive overhauls. And Texas House has a new spot. I mean, and Eddie and Ryan and Scorn and that one dude, I can never remember his name. And God, if he sees this, he'll be like, he doesn't even know my name. Everybody involved with the updates, the fabrications, and the set design, they weren't killing it this year. They were just slaughtering it. So I look forward to Saturday so bad. I cannot wait to get there. And I'm going early. So I'm going to get some pictures. And the shitty thing is they will be personal pictures because I might post like little hints and little things
Yeah.
to try to help promote the haunt. But I'm not gonna like do a
Right.
full spread of pictures and be like, hey, this is all the stuff and this is what it looks like during the day.
Yeah. Nothing worse. Nothing worse
Yeah,
than that.
there's no lights, but it looks pretty.
Yeah. It's dark in there for a reason because it doesn't look good
Yeah.
when it's in the light.
And I'll tell you what, though, there's most of that haunt, most of it, when you walk through during the day, it just looks legit. It still looks. Texas House is frightening because it's so fucking authentic. During the day, it's probably scarier than it is at night when it's when the lights are on and it's running. But yeah, it is. I get a lot of questions about it, and I constantly refer to myself as the Flavor Flav of Woods of Terror, and my family hates me. They hate me so much. Everybody that knows me, when it comes to this time of year, they're like, "Oh, great, he talks about this shit all year round. Now he will never shut up." So, yeah, I'm outside of the giant watch, the giant clock watch necklace thing. I'm definitely the Flavor Flav.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, it really doesn't need any hype at all. That haunt, everything that Eddie, Mr. Bone Daddy has as I told somebody I was talking to one of the fellow actors, and I referred to him as the Marrow Father, and that got a good response.
I like that.
He's the Marrow Father.
That's hilarious.
Uh,
oh, God. Bill said, "Bring your wallet."
Yeah.
He also said, "That's Mr. Bitter Old Man to you."
Yeah. I didn't say you were. I was when I said boomer. I wasn't talking about you, Bill. You were definitely
no. Yeah.
Might be a boomer age wise, but on the awesome level, you're right there with the Gen X crowd.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a kid at heart, honestly.
Yeah, we'll claim you. We'll claim you. Yeah. Definitely not a boomer. And if anybody calls you a boomer at Woods, let me know because I will.
I was gonna say send them to me.
Toddler or not, we will fight. I'm not afraid to punch a toddler.
But yeah, he said, "Gee, thanks."
Like I tell Bill, I got your back, Bill. And Bill's like, "Wow, okay, all right." Like, damn it, Bill! Make me feel special like you do when you take my picture.
That's the only time. That's it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's no, no, thank you.
Oh.
I will say, I am like unscarable. Okay, and Woods of Terror did scare me. And that was Moist's fault actually, because he set me up. Well. But I always tell people, I'm like, I'm really unscared. Like, if you scare me, you should give yourself a gold sticker. Just, yeah. And you did. You managed to scare me. That's because you set me up.
Well, I do my best.
I was like, me being short is not a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, no. And not everybody can be as tall as sixes.
Oh, yeah.
Sixes and Vax. I think we're going to have to do a height off to see which one's taller. I think Vax has got him. So we're gonna do a height off. Huh?
Is he the zombie?
Yeah.
The he's 7-foot zombie?
Yeah. Biggest. And I tell you what, I will brag about him. The first time I saw a TikTok of him last season, I was like, holy shit. He's got just base makeup, just spray painted on, airbrush makeup.
Yeah.
But his mannerisms, his walking, that guttural fucking noise he makes, it's better than most fucking movie level zombies. I was blown. That's why when he went up, you can't tell I live near a fucking train track.
I was like, train.
Yeah. And see, if anybody who used to watch my lives, you knew that shit was coming. It didn't matter what fucking time of night I was doing a live feed. There was going to be a train go by.
You're like, and literally I heard it and I was like,
Yeah.
God.
The room I'm in, if I were to lean out the window and I had like a basketball or maybe something small, I could hit the fucking train from here.
Oh my God.
It's maybe 150, 200 feet.
Austin said, I'm 5'5". I feel your pain, Mischief. The bad part is, though, is I wear really tall shoes sometimes. So I'll take pictures in those shoes. And then when people meet me in person, they're like, I thought you would be taller. And I'm like, no. I'm short.
I've considered doing, oh shit, what is that? Remind me later. Why are you trying to do it? My phone's trying to do a fucking system update in the middle of this. God. I'm not gonna name names. There's someone in the industry that he always seemed kind of tall to me. And then I afterwards realized after meeting him in some videos, you can really tell. He wears some pretty hefty, platform boots.
I know
And I'm not
exactly.
knocking him. I'm not knocking him at all. Because I mean, I'm six, right at 6'1". So I'm at like the perfect, I'm
Yeah.
tall, but I'm not too tall. And I've met some short haunters. Size doesn't mean shit, but I definitely the looking bigger is always pretty good. Like, except when you're sixes and he wears those fucking like 8-inch platform boots, and I'm like, why? You don't need to be taller. You're already touching the ceiling. But yeah, that just makes him scarier, and it really
He's
does
like, I
work.
just want to duck in the doorway.
Yeah, he does. He'll walk through. He'll be going through Clown House and have to go like that to go through a door. But yeah. And that's the thing. Being a haunter, its size doesn't matter. Your height doesn't matter. Matter of fact, the smaller you are, sometimes it's way better. Being squirrely and being able to be in hiding places better and shit. Yeah, it really works out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Well, and I blend in with the teenagers because I'm like their height or shorter. I'm just walking through them and I'm like, hey, what's up? They're like, the fuck? Where'd you come from? I'm like, space.
Blend in until they notice.
Pretty much. That's I'm definitely not like a pop scare at all. I have really quiet feet, so I'll just like walk up into a group and just hang out for a minute until they realize I'm there. Like, hi. What are we doing?
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
I like to get where the line forms at woods, and if they're outside of the wooden area, the fencing, if they're waiting out there, and if the group doesn't see me, I'll just walk up and like get right up in there with them, and just sit there and wait for somebody to notice me. And usually the person beside me will jump and scream, and then I'll scream, and then I'll just look at them and go, "Where are we going? Are we going through?" And they're like, "Yes."
Like, when they scream, I'm like, that's rude.
Like,
when they scream at me, I'm like, that's rude. That's so rude. I didn't scream at you.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, one of my favorite things is somebody will say something, or I'll be like, "Well, you want a picture?" Or some girl will like back away, and I'm like, I'll stop and be like, "Some of us have feelings." Yeah,
I got a family with kids.
yeah. Just because I'm ugly doesn't mean I don't have a heart. But yeah, it is. I can't wait. Being able to vent, being able to just unfilter myself. And,
I took a 3-year hiatus, so I feel bad for anybody that I run into at the woods because
oh man, it's gonna be an awesome weekend. That weekend's gonna rock. Anybody who's gonna, like, if you're listening to this, you watch this, and you're like, even if you're not in the area of North Carolina or that in that vicinity, and you want to travel, because we have a lot of people who travel to come to us every year. Literally, we have a ton of people who travel. If you're gonna do it, do it. I would shoot for the first weekend in October. That is when Mischief will be there with a bunch of other guest actors. The Midway is going to be amazing. And you can rather use yours. Your code is Mischief, right?
Yep. I was like, yeah, I have your code also.
Yep. Coded. You get 25% off if you use her code, which is Mischief. Yep. There's mine.
Yep.
Oh, my sinuses are killing me.
Yep. I was like, I put both up there. There's my
There
code.
you go.
And
So
there's
yeah,
my
either one doesn't matter.
nope.
It's to help you guys. You get 25% off on tickets. Um, if you get the golden ticket, it's a little pricey, but one of the benefits to the golden ticket is you get in 45 minutes early to the midway, and it's basically a meet and greet. You get to hang out with us and talk to us and like really like up close. Uh, I can't wait for that. That'll be cool. Like
Justin says
I
he likes
don't. I don't have an ego at all, so I don't expect anybody to be like, I'm here just to see the blue guy. Not at all. Not expecting that. But I will, if they do show up, they happen to show up for that reason, I will be the best blue guy that I can be just for them.
There you go. He needs a curly straw, though.
Yeah, I do. I have actually, I do have a pretty blue one, though. It's kind of it's almost a damn teal. A very dark aqua, if you will. Oh God, I hate talking like such an art nerd, but it happens. I'm always comparing every color to whatever color Prismacolor marker I have that the name coincides.
You're also an artist, though, so you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's the nerdy artist brain at work.
it happens. Literally, I pulled out my blue palette and I was like, I don't know what to use. I don't do blue very often. I do a lot of pink and purple and red and black and pink, that kind of stuff, but not. I don't really use blue. I was like,
I appreciate it because the blue and purple is dope. It's dope. I like it.
Yeah, I was like, this actually, the top part is supposed to be like it's royal blue in the pan, but it definitely came out purple on my face. So, yeah.
Royal blue is a tricky one. It's a tricky blue because it's rather blue or the company that made whatever the makeup or marker or it's like it's more of a purple. It's kind of
definitely leans on the purple side, but that's okay. I don't mind. It doesn't look bad, so I was like, I'll take it.
There you go.
That sounds like a lot of work, Justin. He's doing his character for meet and greets and then getting into another character to haunt. It's a lot of work. No, thank you. I'm just mischief. I can't,
Oh my butt. I have the most uncomfortable fucking stool in the world. It's actually, and no shit, the stool that I'm sitting on is the stool that came with the art table that I got when I was in high school. Oh I've had this fucking stool this stool is roughly 30 years old. Is it getting ready to turn 30? It's right. Yeah, it's right around 30. Yeah.
I'm like, you're aging yourself, Moist.
No, I'm trying not to, but yeah. Yeah, the stool I'm sitting on is definitely the oldest thing besides me in this fucking room. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it happens. Yeah. Okie dokie, Smokey. Tell them where they can find you and, it's shameless plug time.
Shameless plug. All right. I had Moist the Clown. I will not look like this during haunt season. This is my last time wearing this beautiful mask. I will have a much scarier little face for the new season. I will be at Woods of Terror starting this weekend, September 16th, opening night. We run every weekend through the first weekend in November, which is Blackout. I wouldn't do Blackout unless you've been there before. I really wouldn't. Right. It's just not. It's a horrible way to first experience the haunt. But yeah, I'll be there all season. And outside of that, I'll be trying to get artwork done when my brain works, and my brain is not fighting me, which it does. And I will be producing lots of scary stuff. And lots of girly stuff too. I will get back to doing the birds and the fish and the stuff that the pretty stuff that I haven't gotten to draw in a while because I miss it. And I've been drawing clowns for so goddamn long. I gotta take a break. I need a break. Definitely need a break. But yep, that's it. I'll be around. Hopefully, I might even get back to doing live feeds soon. And we'll definitely come back and talk more with the mischief one.
Yeah, anytime. You know me. You can come on in whenever you want. So, but they can find you on Facebook, right?
Oh yeah, Facebook. Uh, just look up Moist the Clown, and it's always THA. Moist the Clown on Instagram, Facebook. I'm on. Jeez, man, I can't talk. I'm on Instagram the most because it's just easier for me because it's pictures. And if you go to my TikTok, you'll see that most of my TikToks, almost all of them, involve my art. There will be a lot of TikToks from Woods of Terror this year.
Yeah.
I will be recording clips on a constant basis. I will do I'm gonna do a little compilation thing on Saturday, and piece together little bits and pieces of what I like at the haunt, and just do that throughout the season, to kind of help advertise. So
Yeah.
keep an eye on my TikTok too, because I can actually go live on there. Because it took me over a year, but it took me about a year. I finally hit 1,000 people, so I can
Yay.
actually go live. I just haven't done it yet.
It's
I have
fun.
not done lives in a while, so uh, Mischief got me to do it. She got me out of retirement, so I gotta get back to it. I really do.
Yeah.
I need
Well, and
it.
I have a sound I'll show you once we get off of here that we need to do because it's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It would be
Oh yeah.
cool, yeah. But yeah, so thank you for joining me.
It was a pleasure.
It's always fun.
Oh
A
yeah.
little bit of mischief, a little bit of fun, It's definitely not moist. Just, yeah.
Just don't like that word.
But thank you for coming on, and I hope everybody has a great night. Be kind to each other.